Okay, so this is going to be the first video that I'm going to record. I'm going to try very, very consistently to record consistently. But I decided today was a good time to start this, mainly because today's not a great day. I'm not going to say it's a specific day. It's not special. It's not. So today's the day, May 13th. May 13th, 2019 is the day that my brother passed away. He died of a heroin overdose. He had struggled with addiction for a couple years and had been clean for a couple years. And he lived in Florida, then came back, and within a month of being back in Ohio, he overdosed. I think it's important. So what my goal for this whole channel, I'm going to cry. Expect it. Just roll with it. But my desire for this channel, what I would really love to do is use my pain for good. I think it's something. Obviously, in the human experience, we experience a ton of different things, and a lot of times we don't share them because we, for whatever reason, think people don't care or want to hold it in. Or in my case, I don't really share a lot of things that happen to me to a lot of people just because I don't want anyone else's opinion. And I also don't want to seem like I'm throwing a pity party, which is something I'm working on because I know that I'm not looking for a pity party when I feel things. But yeah, anyway, so I just wanted to start this video by describing the events that happened in 2019 and specifically with my brother. So we didn't find out, we found out on the 15th that he passed away and that he'd been laying on his apartment floor for a couple days. They didn't know how long exactly. So my family and I decided that this is the day that we'll celebrate him because this is the day that he died. That day, it's crazy how you remember things when, I don't know. So my friends and I had gone to trivia night at a place in Dublin, and I'd had a couple drinks, and we were getting ready to, or we left their house, and I'm kind of notorious for not answering my phone or not getting back to people quickly. And we were at their house. We'd been hanging out for a little bit, and I was actually about to leave. And my mom had texted me a couple times and said, "You need to answer your phone right now. You need to call me. You need to call me now." And she called me and told me that, as soon as I called her back, and as soon as I answered the phone, she said Evan passed away. And it was so interesting because I remember just crumbling to the floor, and I just sat there kind of fetal and crying for a second. And I didn't know what to do. I immediately called my dad and my sister, and told them, and then we went to his apartment. And it's so interesting because there are so many feelings that I had because he lived with his one of his good friends, and when you have pain, you can only experience it from your perspective. And in my case, when I experience pain, I not necessarily shut people out, but I don't let people, I don't share it with people. I don't let them know if I'm in pain. I don't let them know how I'm feeling. But also, I'm pretty insensitive. I feel as though everyone has to go through pain and everyone has to experience kind of shitty times in their life. And so it's something I'm working on. But yeah, so we went to his apartment, and his best friend was there, and like I couldn't stay. I couldn't stay to see his body taken out of the apartment. I just couldn't handle it. So I didn't. I left early. Uh, I had picked my now ex-husband. We weren't living together at the time. We were separated, and I told him I needed him, and so I picked him up from his house and drove him over to my brother's apartment, and he didn't really. He wasn't what I needed at the time. He wasn't supportive. He wasn't. I don't know. Which is neither here nor there. This also isn't going to be a channel where I put people on blast and bash things that happen, because I don't have, number one, I don't have a right to. I don't know what people are experiencing when they're experiencing it. But, yeah. So, anyway, so then the next couple days are kind of a blur, because then we had to make arrangements, and, it's interesting how I don't know if anyone's read Your Body Keeps Score or Quantum Healing, or The Body Keeps Score, sorry. But, my body feels the exact same way every year. This is the third year, obviously, that, that my brother's not here, and I just feel like every step is effort. I feel like I can't collect my thoughts. Even now I'm trying to figure out, like, Megan, what were you thinking? What did you want to record? And I had so many ideas, but now that I'm recording this, I'm drawing a blank. And I think one of the things I did want to talk about was how, it's such an interesting thing to try to process, because obviously I went through a million things in my head, like, how could I have been a better sister? How could I have been a better friend, more loving, more affirming, to let him know that, like, that I was there, that he could have used me, that I loved him. We were very close when we were little. We hung out a lot. When I got into high school and in college, we hung out significantly less, obviously. No high school kid wants to hang out with their 4-year-old younger brother when they have friends and a job and sports and whatnot. So, but then, like, I mean, we would text all the time, and we would Snapchat each other, and I don't know. I feel like I wasn't very close to him towards the end of his life, which is something that, I should also add that, so he was 23 when he died, which is, like, it's so funny how when you're 10, 15, you look at 23 like, oh my God, like, that's so old. But then when you're 31, you look at it like, damn, like, I feel like from 23 to 31 is a lifetime. And we have so much time on this earth, but also so little. But anyway, so, yeah, I struggle with the fact that I wasn't very close to him towards the end of his life. And I hate thinking about the fact that I only have so many pictures of him. I only have so many memories. There are times that I'm never going to be able to get back. Which I think is, like kills me the most. I'm never going to get to see my brother's kids. I'm never going to get to see my brother turn into the amazing man that he could have been. Which I think hurts so much more. Just, our childhood wasn't terrible, but we had a stepdad that was a massive asshole. He tore us down every chance he got. And poor Evan, when I was old enough to leave, I was out of the house, like, as much as possible. I was just never there. So, I felt like looking back, obviously I was just being a teenager. I was being a teenage girl, wanting to do what I wanted to do. But now I wish I would have been there more, because I think that he, unfortunately, got a lot of, just shit thrown at him that he had to figure out what to do with, and he was alone doing it. But yeah, and it's so funny because my boyfriend brought up the fact that he's like, well, he's like, I'm not trying to tell you how to feel, but maybe instead of making it a sad day, you make it a happy day and just remember him. And I think that is actually like, because I think about him all the time. I think about how, yeah, I think about shoulda, woulda, couldas, and I think about possibilities, and I mean, so even celebrating his life, I feel guilty doing it because he was a happy person, he was a positive person, he was so funny, him and I were so similar as people, and, I don't know, I feel like my sister and I have been getting closer as the years go on, but we weren't close for a very long time. We're very different people, and we're trying to navigate that, and I'm also very stingy with my feelings and my time, and my energy, so that's also partially my fault. But I was just thinking about how I should have recorded this video in that corner. It's way more aesthetically pleasing. I guess I'm still around flowers, but I love flowers, if you can't tell. I love flowers and plants. But yeah, so I think I'm not going to sit on here and cry for the rest of the time, but I wanted to, I don't know, I guess there's a lot that I wanted to do, because I feel like for people like me who are a little stoic and just don't really love to, I mean, I guess stoic's the best word, I guess, because I am not apathetic, but I absolutely appear apathetic a lot. Not for any other reason except for the fact that I just don't want to seem like I'm throwing a pity party. I just don't want people to think like, oh, well, like this thing happened to her and now she's wallowing in it, and so on and so forth. But I think this isn't a positive. Well, I have, like I said, I have very little sympathy. I have empathy. If people are crying in front of me, I can't do it. I'm very empathetic, not sympathetic at all. And I think with addiction, I remember on Snapchat. So my brother, so 2019, he overdosed and passed away. 2 years before that, in 2017, he overdosed twice in one day and had to be given Narcan twice in one day. And I remember being so pissed off at him. I thought he was so selfish and so just selfish, and selfish is the only thing I can think of. I was just so mad that he did it right in front of my dad. And like, oh God. Anyway, okay, so I was so mad at him, and I wrote him this long snap, and I said, like, how can you be so irresponsible and so take advantage of so many people that are trying to root for you and be in your corner? And I feel like it is a disservice to addicts. This is my opinion. I feel like it's a disservice to addicts to say that it's a mental illness or a medical condition, because I think that addiction comes from a deeper place, and I think it is minimizing to say that it's a anything other than I don't know a word to think to say. I think to say that addiction is a mental illness takes the power away from the person that has it. I think it's a crutch, and I think that if addicts were looked at like it's a problem to solve, period. It's a sickness that you need to figure out how to make it healthy. You need to figure out how it's just, I don't know. I think that it's too easy to just call it a mental illness, because I think it's much more complicated than that. But anyway, so I was telling him how I didn't think he was actually an addict, because my brother was a risk taker. He was, if there was a risk to be taken, if there was an opportunity to be had, homeboy would jump on it. So, I didn't see him as an addict for a long time. I saw him as somebody who wanted to try things and embrace life. And actually, honestly, I still don't see him as an addict. I think that he was taken advantage of by some people around him that I would do absolutely terrible things to. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, as far as addiction goes, I think that there's a lot of layers to it that I think we kind of brush over by saying it's a mental illness, and by saying it's a mental illness, we can't service and support addicts the way that I know best. I'm an expert on everything, so make sure to take my advice. Well, like I said, I think that I need a little bit of sensitivity training, but isn't this a great water bottle? I'm pissed actually because it doesn't fit in my car cup holder, so I have to hold it between my legs. But I guess that's what you get for wanting to drink 32 ounces of liquid. So I actually think from now on, I think I'm gonna do these non-scripted, and I think I'm gonna do these. I want to hit on my personal life and also professional life, because there's a lot of things through real estate that I think the general public is not informed about. So allow me to inform you. Also, I'm going to try to do my hair. I don't have the energy to do it today, and I just don't care, honestly. But this was a great and terrible day to do this, just because like I said, I think I struggle to feel things sometimes because I feel like I'm not allowed. I feel like I have to be a certain way, and I try to uphold that standard fairly often. But this is like a day that I can't control it, which is a blessing and a curse, because I think that it's a day that's, I don't know. Sorry, now I'm back to thinking about I wish I could have hugged and kissed him. But anyway, I want people that are watching this to know that if you need an ear to listen to, if you want to listen to somebody's ear, then I'm your girl. If you need an ear or a shoulder, or just honestly someone to yell at and bitch to, I have a lot more to talk about, that I know I can support people and I can be there and help them through it. But I'm here. Like, I would love to, if you want to comment, if you want to like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. But I think that I'm, done for now, because there's not really much else to address, especially because my brain feels like I don't know, a banana in a blender right now. That's the best description. I think I'm not focusing isn't an easy thing right now. So, but yeah, if you guys want to comment, like I said, this is going to be a personal and professional page, and it's called Je ne sais quoi, because I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to try to do one of these videos every week, at least, and just share personal, professional experiences that I've had that can help people and encourage people. So, yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching me cry. I don't know why I'm crying now, and that's another thing. I don't really love emotions because I don't understand them, because I think that I'm a logical person, and I like to know why I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and why am I crying right now? Why am I upset? But sometimes that's not. Emotions just come in waves and don't really tell you what they're doing. So, but thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more stuff.